Hello, everyone, and welcome to Westminster College in Fulton, Missouri for today's matchup between the 6-9 Westminster Blue Jays and the 8-8 Greenville Panthers. Panthers come in tied for first in the SLEAC with Webster, while the Blue Jays in a close race for fourth place will try to gain a couple spots in the SLEAC standings, but last time between these two was a 132-131 win for Greenville back in December. Welcome courtside at Henry P. Iba Court. James Stanley with Will Nolte, and we just mentioned that 100-plus point game last time between these two in December, and a couple of career performances for the Blue Jays. What could we expect to see in this one?
Well, Greenville scores 130 points a game or so, while Westminster's averaging around 86, and they did a fantastic job of keeping with them last time, only losing by one, 132-131 in the conference opener last time out. But if they keep the pace with Greenville as they did last time, maybe not slow them down, as Greenville really hasn't seen any slowing down this season, but really just keep the pace with the Panthers. I think they could have a good shot at beating them today.
Some of the key players for the Blue Jays in this one could be Jackson Altas, 36 points. And last time out against Greenville, that's a career high for him, not only here at Westminster, but also at Columbia College. Sophomore transferred there transferred from Columbia College to Westminster in the offseason. Ethan Thompson had 30 points, not his career high, but that's the second most points he ever scored in a game. And then Landon Harrison also setting his own personal best with 31 points against Greenville. But we'll have it all for you coming up on the Blue Jays Sports Network. National Anthem is about underway, and we'll be right back after this.
Welcome back to What's Your Deal? So, Susan, ready to see what's behind door number 1?
What about door 2 or 3?
Sorry, Susan, just one door today.
You expect options everywhere else in life. Are you getting them when it comes to your medical treatment? Explore all your options and talk with your doctor about what's right for you. Knowing your options is the best option. Learn more at ahrq.gov. That's ahrq.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Well, let's get right down to business. No national anthem. Let's meet the starting lineup for the Greenville Panthers. Let's go with 4 guards and 1 forward. Santiago Grady, the senior, first in the SLEAC and three-pointers made, will start at guard with Eric Williams, the guard from Memphis, Tennessee, joining him. Also at the guard spots, Riley Simmons from Ozark, Missouri, and Henry Johnson be the number 4 guard out of Summit High School in Fontana, California. The lone forward is Chris Jackson, who's currently 3rd in the conference in steals with 35 on the season. And for the Westminster Blue Jays, Emil Spriggs will start as one of the 4 guards as well. Same look for Matt Mitchell as he looks to knock off the Greenville Panthers in this matchup today. Omar Wright will join him in the guard spot as well from Winnetonka High School in North Kansas City, Missouri. Landon Harrison, the number 3 guard for the Blue Jays. He's currently 3rd in the SLEAC in three-point percentage and 31 points last time out against Greenville. He'll start at one of the guard spots, while Ethan Thompson will be the number 4 guard out of Columbia, Missouri, and currently 1st in the conference in three-point percentage. And the lonely forward is Jackson Altas, the Columbia College transfer who had 36 points against the Panthers back in December. Recap that quick. It's Jackson, Grady, Williams, Simmons, and Johnson for Greenville. And for Westminster, Spriggs, Wright, Harrison, Altas, and Thompson. 2 storied head coaches, Matt Mitchell, the athletic director at Westminster College, long tenure, as well as George Barber has the most wins all time at the helm of the Greenville program, and we could have a very high-scoring matchup this afternoon. Greenville shows the all-orange with white numbers, white lettering in block. The Blue Jays in the road grays. The opening tip-off won by Greenville. And they'll send it to the right side with Eric Williams trying to kick things out on a hot start. Simmons will shimmy and goes to the left with the reverse layup. Quickly a 2-score game.
That's what the Panthers want to do all game. Get those first shot off within 10 seconds or so of having possession of it.
This is our doubleheader coverage. Game 1, Greenville bested Westminster, and the ladies of the Panthers got off to a very hot start. They led 7-0 in the first minute, so the Blue Jays try not to have a repeat. Westminster shows the home grays with navy blue numbers and navy blue block letters across the chest, but Greenville will flip the script. They lead 2-0 opening 30 seconds with Chris Jackson pivoting up and a pass up top of the key for Simmons. Simmons back left wing as Grady will shimmy around, driving down the right alley. out of the perimeter and lost the ball. Omar Wright got in his face, took a trip on the floor, and the Blue Jays will take the lead 3-2. Ethan Thompson hits his mark, the first place man in the SLIAC in three-point percentage. Shoots a 47% clip from beyond the arc. He's also second in conference in three-pointers made with 59. The only player ahead of him is Santiago Grady with 62. Here's a three hoisted that clanks off the right. Eric Williams, no good. Landon Harrison, a full head of steam, gives it back to Altas. Altas stops on the right block, pops, and extends the lead 5-2.
And just earlier when I talked about the pace of the game, Westminster doing a fantastic job of meeting it.
Trying to read the book of the Panthers, but a foul called down low. That'll put Henry Johnson at the free throw line, the transfer from LA Harbor College. Great name for a JUCO. Also another great name out of the lineup is College of Lake County. That's where Elijah Wykers, junior transfer from Kenosha, Wisconsin, played his ball as he'll come out on the floor, joined by Marvin Bateman, Rakim Murphy, and Dustin Benkowski. You look at some of these transfers for Greenville, another interesting tidbit. Benkowski from Glendale Community College as well as Santiago Grady. They both transferred to the program, but Benkowski played at Glendale Community College in Arizona, while Grady played at Glendale Community College in California. There's no relation between the two schools. Same colors, different mascots. Extremely odd parallel universes coming to fruition in Illinois.
That's some homework you did.
Game is tied 5-5, 18:43 to go, first half, with Landon Harrison driving down the left alley. Puts his shot on the bottom of the backboard, but it's pulled away by Wright. Blue Jays, not a fresh shot clock. They did reset the shot clock, but Greenville wins the battle anyways, and here they come from left to right. A ball tipped out of bounds. Love the effort from Jackson Altas.
Yeah, great anticipation there to read that. Greenville wanted to go very quickly and try to get the ball as quick as they can up the court to poke it out of bounds.
Left wing three, pull it up. Hoist is too strong. Missed for Rakim Murphy. And the ball lost out of bounds. Jackson Altas maybe tossed it. Rather, that's Ethan Thompson on the far side. Now the officials will talk this one over. They say Blue Jay basketball. Change in direction with the Blue Jays going from left to right. Spriggs will have the inbound on the far side. No substitutions in yet for the Blue Jays. Keep the original starting five out. Bit of a platoon change for Greenville, but we're tied 5-5, opening 2 minutes at historic gym in Fulton. Thompson up top the key, zips the ball to the left wing, dish it out. Great find for Harrison, makes the mark. Harrison puts the lead back on top by 3 for the Blue Jays. It's 8-5. Third traffic down through the trees. Benkowski spins it back out, and a turnover with Austin Contreras coming in off the bench, and a little too much mustard on the pass.
That's a price you pay for trying to go a little too quickly. You may not find the mark as accurately as you wish to if you're trying to just get out of your hands as fast as you can.
A wardrobe malfunction on the near side. Omar Wright having to maintain his work on the floor. It's Makai Galbraith trying to check in, had to come in off the floor. Here's a three from the far left corner that's missed by Ethan Thompson. Lead still sits 8-5 and a whistle on the other end. Now Galbraith will check back in. He had his pregame warm-up underneath his jersey, had long sleeves. I do not believe that was intentional. That would not be a very comfortable way to play basketball. Now he checks back into the game, and here's a tip off the right side. Altas gets the rebound, he clears, and the Blue Jays will bring the ball back. Up 8-5, 17:33 to go, first half. Zip the ball right corner, looked like it was gonna go out of bounds, but Thompson over to Altas, and to Harrison, pulls the trigger. Harrison a little too short. Greenville will push the floor the other way in transition. Floater from the elbow, and a nice two-pointer for Henry Johnson on the board. Brings the score down to 1, 8-7. Still a lot of basketball left to be played. Thompson double-teamed on the right wing, now gives it up top of the key. Harrison skipped the ball pass. What a save on the far side! But Riley Simmons could not walk the tightrope and stepped on the out-of-bounds line. I think that's a play even Andy Reid would like to see out of his secondary in the Super Bowl upcoming. All toss to Galbraith. And a double doink for Simmons, floats it up floor. And Greenville retakes the lead 9-8. Great find for Williams, dishing it off on the assist. Blue Jays will try to match it with Harrison, slowing things down. Got to get the ball across the line. Galbraith double team, falls down, and a travel is issued on the floor. Talk about the three-point shooting for both clubs. So far in the game, it's Greenville 0 for 2 from beyond the arc, and the Blue Jays 2 of 4. Block down low, and a block for Altas. Got all ball, none of the wrist, and the Blue Jays will take back over. Platoon substitutions looking to be made by Greenville, and a great shimmy off to the left. Landon Harrison with another bucket. Puts the lead back on top, 10-9 for the Blue Jays. 16:23 to go first half. Steph Curry range 3. Simmons pulls up, and Galbraith gets the board. Galbraith far side, gives to Omar Wright. 2 on 3. Thompson will pull the 3 up. Thompson's 3 rims away. Simmons with a rebound. Here come the Greenville Panthers, right to left. And Grady dishes it off right side. Unselfish basketball. And Henry Johnson knots another 2. Back and forth we go. It's about the way we expected it. The last game turning out 132-131 in favor of Greenville back in December. Wide open lane. Jackson, no contest. Up to the rack, and he's down for 2. It's a 3-point lead for the Panthers. Baseball pass up the floor on the ensuing inbound. Thompson goes right side. How about the fast-paced scoring of this action, Will?
Both teams just finding immediate holes as Johnson, yeah.
Again, 4 for 4 from the floor now in the game, has quickly 9 points, 15-12, and a blocking foul on the far side. Galbraith whacked with Johnson picking up his first.
Well, I was going to say is both teams doing an excellent job of recognizing the holes in each other's defense, able to exploit that and score as quickly as they can.
And there's been some talk that Greenville does not play great defense. They allow their opponents to score a lot of points, but when you're scoring 130 a game, it's pretty easy to be sitting tied for first in the SLIAC. However, the counter to that argument is look at Chris Jackson, 3rd in the conference in steals, 35 on the season. Maybe not a team effort with the stealing, but they have their moments where they come up big. Harrison skips across the line, gives to Steph Campbell, and a couple new faces on the game for the Blue Jays. Campbell will be joined by Stephen Brandt. Harrison with 8 to shoot. Walked with the ball. 2 turnovers on the Blue Jays via the walk. The rest of the men on the floor right now for Westminster is Spriggs and Galbraith. Near side for Benkowski. Angles to the right wing. Handoff on the one touch for Bateman. Bateman from the right wing connects, and it's a 6-point game for the Panthers on top with 14:46 to play first half. Springs will try to answer on the near side, up top for Harrison, then swing to the left side for Stephen Brandt. Back to Harrison, looked right, now sends it left. 15 to shoot on the shot clock. And here goes Omar Wright, rather make that. Spriggs making his move, and he connects on the short deuce. Pulls the game down to 4. 18-14 in favor of Greenville. Catch and shoot 3 for Vinsel, and nothing but net.
When you have the confidence to make those, as almost the entire Greenville team has, it can almost be unstoppable.
Harrison will go 1 on 2. No touch on the pass for any of his teammates. Turn the ball over, and Greenville will take it away. Bateman thought about the Steph Curry range 3, pulls inside, missed it. Galbraith rebounds, and the gray and blue come back from left to right. Galbraith 1 on 3, he's fouled. Going into the teeth of the defense, it will create 2 free throws for Galbraith at the line. This will be his first attempt, put points on the board. He doesn't have 2 rebounds on the game so far in the first 7. I think that's 6 minutes and 9 seconds. More mass subs coming in for Greenville.
Keeping the energy high of every single player on the court.
Bring out the original starting 5, Jackson, Grady, Williams, Simmons, and Johnson. Galbraith's first free throw already made it. Knocks down the second. Blue Jays trail by 5 points with 13:50 to go. First half of action in Fulton, Missouri. Simmons bumped by Galbraith, but he threw a shoulder. And rather not on Simmons, foul away from the ball offensively on Eric Williams. Both teams with just 2 fouls. Omar Wright off to the left, down to the corner for Campbell. Campbell will bring it out on the left wing, now to Galbraith. Galbraith into traffic, gives to Brand on the right wing. Bouncer on the floor, stolen away. Williams got the ball, it's dished off to Murphy, pushing the floor right side. Rakim Murphy with 11 points, he's 5 for 5 from the floor in the first 7 minutes. Blue Jays have not been able to contain him, and Eric Williams contact across the W logo center floor. Williams will pick up his second foul very quickly. Not intentional, but Will, you got to be more aware of your space.
Absolutely, and the first one came off an off-the-ball screen that was maybe just unlucky for him, but that one almost seemed intentional, just almost slowed the Blue Jays down.
Omar Wright 1 on 3. Nice look to the rack. Puts the deficit still at 5, 23-18 in favor of Greenville. Williams nearly lost the ball, had to pick it up off his hip. Put it in his pocket and can't connect with the rim. Now Spriggs will go the other way, and Spriggs fouled from behind. Greenville already with 5 fouls, and they're going to put Westminster in a spot to be pretty quick to the bonus. Talk about the high-scoring, high-octane offenses of both these teams, but one thing kind of slides under the table is this game also features 2 of the top free throw percentage players in the conference. Grady shoots a 90% clip, and for the Blue Jays, it's Altos, a 90% clip as well. Right now, the Blue Jays are 100 with Emil Spriggs connecting and bringing the lead down to 3. 23-20, Greenville still sitting on top. Pop, no drop on the J. Harrison gets the rebound for the Blue Jays, and they'll bring it back from left to right. Harrison far side awaits the pick. Now throws it deep down low, and Williams touched it out of bounds. He's not having a great last 3 minutes. And once again, the orange and white will make giant substitutions.
Already 13 players so far in orange. I've seen the court.
One way to keep your men fresh.
Yeah, compared to the 7 or 8 or so of Westminster.
Altas, too strong on the three-pointer, lost that away. Here come the orange and white. Long 3 from the right wing. Early in the corner for Austin Contreras, and he's on the board. Lead back up to 6 for Greenville. The platooning seeming to work so far for George Barber and his crew. Wright turns it over. No look pass to Barry Nixon. The senior dishes off left side. It's good for Murphy. Murphy with another 2-point game. Or 2-point drive, I should say. His first bucket of the night, had 18 points off the bench in December against the Blue Jays. And now it's the largest hole of the game for Greenville, or I should say for Westminster, as they trail 28-20 with 12:02 left to go first half. We'll take a short break on the Blue Jays Sports Network and be right back after this.
A ranger station.
I'd like to report a bear hug.
Okay.
I put out my campfire and Smokey Bear hugged me.
So you drowned the fire, you stirred it, drowned it again, and felt that it was cold?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but he's just letting you know you did good.
Bear hug from Smokey Bear. Status update.
I'm gonna let you go now. There are many ways to start a fire, but one sure way to put it out. Learn how you can do your part at SmokeyBear.com.
Sponsored by the U.S. Forest Service, Ad Council, and your state forester.
Thanks for spending your Saturday afternoon with us here in Fulton, Missouri. James Stanley with Will Nolte. And across the near side, the Blue Jays trailing 28-20 with 11:53 left in the half. Harrison, chest pass to the near side for Omar Wright. Skips the ball back and nearly turned away, but great hands by Ethan Thompson. He'll turn on the Jets. Gives to Harrison left corner. Harrison walks along the line, 7 to shoot. Wright realizes it, has to make his move. Slaloms down low between the circles, floats it up, and Omar Wright for another 2 points. Right spin, keeping the team in his pocket. And a three-pointer missed to the left. No good for Murphy, and the Blue Jays will try to chip away at the lead, down by 6 points. Right far left corner. Greenville already wanted to make more substitutions, but Harrison on the second effort gets the ball back. 1-on-3, and it's hard to play basketball that way. And they'll cherry pick with a swish from the right side for Cameron Vinsel. 9-point game in favor of Greenville. And Panthers starting to turn on the heat. The Panthers averaging 130 points per game. Think about it, that's 65 points and a half, and a great spin move for Spriggs. As he takes a check to the bank, he has 6 points on the game. Vinsel denied the three, instead goes low, and he'll have a chance at 3 points anyway. Count the layup, he's going to the free throw line.
And already you could say halfway through this first half, Greenville already with 33 points.
These substitutions are coming every 2 or 3 minutes. It's a very interesting strategy for George Barber, but it's paying off. Time for first in the conference. And we will be keeping tabs on Webster hosting Spalding. They are already underway, and my understanding is that Spalding is already in quite a big hole, so both teams come away with wins. That is Greenville and Spalding. Not much will change in the SLEAC standings except further down the list. Cherry pick to Altas. Great find by Ethan Thompson, and another 2 points. 32-28, the Blue Jays trail by 4. Panthers looking to respond with Grady getting on the board. Grady's first 2 layups were no good. Now he finds a 2-point bucket. Skip the ball to Thompson, back to Altas, finds an open lane, right side. There he goes with another 2. Through the cup. Blue Jays sticking around, trailing by 4. Halfway through. First chapter in Fulton, Missouri, as Riley Simmons flies in for the rebound, goes back to the 3-point line, and it doinks long. Fine for Harrison. Dishes it off left side. Thompson goes up, and he's fouled.
And all of a sudden, coming out of this timeout, Westminster has a chance to put this game back within 2 after trailing by as much as, 11?
It's a big run for the Blue Jays. And already 6 fouls against Greenville. They picked up 5 in the first 5 or so minutes. So while they have played cleaner basketball, it kind of came back to bite them at the end. Thompson makes the first free throw. At least for Greenville, it's not Altas at the line. Blue Jays are perfect from the free throw line in the game so far. This is 5th time on the game they've had an opportunity to shoot a free throw. Thompson is 6'2", 280 pounds, out of Columbia, Missouri. Tried the second one, and it's good. Officials call time. I think the score, or rather the shot clock, did not start. 36-31 in favor of Greenville. Now the officials say it's a 9-point game, 39-30. Not so sure about that one. Then we'll get it fixed. Check on the score in a moment with a bank off the glass. Good for Henry Johnson. Scoreboard corrects to 39-30. A travel on the other end for the Blue Jays, and the score should bump up to 41-30. No look pass, and here's Williams making his move, but foul on his way to the rim. .9:15 left in the half, and free throws coming the way for Williams. 2 fouls already on Omar Wright. Go with the score on the board. It's 40-30. Williams' second free throw is rimmed out long. Altas gets the rebound among a sea of orange. Blue Jays trail by 10. Galbraith, what a find on the near side, but 19 to shoot. Galbraith will go 1-on-2 to the right. What a great finger roll. Blue Jays trail by 8, 8:54 left in the half. Right side for Dortch. Getting some fresh minutes, and he's called for the offensive foul.
I think he might have just bumped into Galbraith and was trying to get around him to switch assignments there.
That already puts the Blue Jays in the bonus. 17 fouls, 1-on-3. What a nice dish. Great look. Altas adds to his scoring totals, and the Blue Jays down by 6 points. 40-34, the Panthers hanging on top with 8:35 to play. Near side as Dorsch will drive down the left alley, and he's denied, but a great save. Campbell gave it right back into the loving hands of Greenville. Now he fights for the ball again and keeps it in favor of the Blue Jays. Campbell over to Galbraith, far side. Numbers for Westminster. I'll have to pull up with Thompson. Butterfingers down in the corner. Thompson will hoist a three. Bang! 40-37, and the Blue Jays cut the deficit in half. They're on a pretty big run, down by as many as 11. Just 5 minutes of play ago. Stop off the right block as Williams misses. Weichers gets the rebound, puts it up, and the Kenosha natives go into the free throw line. It's homeschooled. Did not play high school basketball with some of the high schools in the area, St. Joseph's, as well as Tremper High School. Tremper's created a lot of great athletes and have gone on to play collegiately. Can be a hotbed recruiting ground for UW-Milwaukee, as well as some of the other many 65 plus, I believe, affiliates of the University of Wisconsin. But 7:53 left in the half. We'll get back to the game. 43-37, the Blue Jays trail. Inbound from Campbell. Gives to Galbraith. Full head of steam to the right corner. Thompson tries reverse layup, but Thompson gives the Blue Jays 39, and that's great defense on the other end. You hardly ever compare a punt play in basketball, but that's the equivalency of Steph Campbell covering the man looking to receive the ball, and that's a huge turnover for the Blue Jays getting the ball back.
And I don't think either man even saw the ball coming. That's how fast both these teams want to go.
Inbounded to Thompson. The clock hits 7:32 and below. Give it in the left corner. Spriggs wanted the three, but it's hit off the back of the backboard. Blue Jays keep a hold of the ball, and Thompson will drive to the left side. The ball rolls away. Simmons gets the rebound. Greenville trying to tag onto the 4-point lead with 7:17 to play in the half. Heat check off the right side, clanks high. And Chris Jackson can't connect from downtown. Now Spriggs, he'll go with 1-on-2. And a great look for Trenton Barber. Barber again with 2 points, or rather I should say his first 2 points of the game. The Blue Jays just down by 2, now they trail by 4. Quickly get the ball inbound, they're pushing the floor play. Could have another 100-plus point game on the day, and Ethan Thompson connects from Highway 54. 1-on-4, in goes Santiago Grady. Fouled with Galbraith, putting the Blue Jays with 5 fouls, make that 6 as a team. 6:40 left in the half. Blue Jays trail 45-44. No free throws coming, just an inbound at the baseline. Bankowski, the trigger man, gives it in, tipped off by Spriggs, but pulled up, and a great look for Barry Nixon. Having your cake and eating it too. Nixon puts it in for 2 points. Blue Jays still down by a tray. Barber up top the key. Sends it to Spriggs out on the left wing. Spriggs drives inside near the left elbow. Knocks it down from 10 feet. Blue Jays trail just by a point. Back and forth will go. Walking the tightrope, kicking it out, creating space as Vinsel too strong. High rebound for Bateman, kicks it back out. Try it again, Williams no good. Barber, meanwhile, fights for the rebound, lost out of bounds, and the Blue Jays touched it last. .558 remaining in the half, and it's already 47-46. Just 1 point separating the two. Ball intercepted. Here goes Altos to the cup. Altos gives the lead back to Westminster. 48-47, and the Blue Jays, once down by 11 in the half, now they lead by 1. Bouncer on the floor with Contreras losing the ball. Altos will pick it up again. Here he goes across the line. Rather, here's Altos to Thompson, and the dynamic duo give the Blue Jays a 3-point lead. Huge run for Westminster. 5:30 left to go in the half. 50-47, Blue Jays on top. Panthers will try to respond, and a nice soft touch by Barry Nixon to knot us at 50 all. Feels like we should be at the halfway mark at the very least of the second half, and we're only 5:11 till halftime with both teams with 50 points. Spriggs pulls up, and it rims in and out. Foot was on the line, would not have been good enough for a tray. Both teams playing very quickly. Another turnover. Bankowski turns it over, and a jam, hang on the rim. Altos, the sure thing, gives the Blue Jays the 52-50 lead. And the crowd loves it with another turnover. About as good as it gets for the Blue Jays. They're on top by 2, 48 to left in the half.
And when you have the momentum like this, it's very important to subdue Greenville as much as you can to not let them get on another run, because as soon as they do, you can find yourself as right back where you were all game.
Galbraith breaks the press, hoists the three. The big man wanted it. Thompson no good from downtown. Rebounded off the right side. Behind the back dribble for Simmons across the line. 3-on-2 defense for the Blue Jays. Ball is hit across the line, and Westminster will get the ball back once more. Turnovers have plagued the Panthers. It's given the Blue Jays more than ample opportunities to take this lead. 4:28 left, and the Blue Jays by 2. Altos fires a pass. Great move down low. The middleman missed. Thompson no good, but Harrison mops up the mess for 2. Good layup for the sophomore. Johnson nearly lost the ball down low. A jump ball is called. Possession arrows sticking with Westminster. Thompson leads the Blue Jays with 17 points. Johnson leads with 16 for Greenville. He's 7-7 from the floor today. Galbraith breaks across the line. Give it over to Wright. Wright will walk the free throw line to the near side and dribbles it back out. The Panthers working on the contain, 2-3 defense, and Omar Wright popped Grady in the mouth. Wright appealed his case, but that was pretty blatant. Not that it was intentional, but I think even Muhammad Ali would like the little jab.
And it's unfortunate because you had Ethan Thompson streaking in as
not only that, another developing storyline that gives Wright his 3rd foul of the game as he lofts it up. Neither team playing defense. It's like the NBA All-Star game. Right side for Grady. He pulls up the 3 and rims in and out. The Blue Jays will bring the ball back with Altos on the rebound.
If only the NBA All-Star game was hosted in historic Westminster gym.
56-52. Altos denied the 3. Drives right side. Wants the layup, but he's fouled anyways. Johnson will pick up his 2nd foul. We'll put Altos at the line, a 90% free throw shooter on the season. He'll have 2 free throws coming his way. 8th foul called on the Panthers. Talk about how would that be if the All-Star game was hosted at Westminster College. Safe to say, might be the largest crowd drawing to Fulton, Missouri since 1946. Winston Churchill came into town to give his Synods of Peace speech. was right here in this building. If you're unfamiliar with Sinners of Peace, it's also known as the Iron Curtain speech, which became a huge metaphor for the entire Cold War. But back from the history lesson, 5-point game for the Blue Jays. The first missed free throw of the game for either side. Altas goes 1 for 2. He's not in the scorebook, but now sits second in the conference in free throw percentage. Contain the defense out to the right side. Nixon misses away. And a ball thrown into the stands right off of Austin Contreras. 3:06 left to play till halftime. And the Blue Jays lead 57-52. Far side, Omar Wright playing with 3 fouls. Those 4 points up top the key. Gives it left wing. Altas breaks around Nixon. Broke the defense, and the Blue Jays have their largest lead of the day, 59-52. Fight for the ball down low. Scooped up. Here goes Altas. Dishes it off. Galbraith for 2. Misses off the left.
And Altas maybe could have taken that hit himself. The way his momentum was carrying him towards the basket, he almost had to stop to hand it off. But it still drew the foul. And Galbraith with the chance to get those 2 points right back.
And you're rarely going to see this. The Blue Jays have pulled everyone the last 2 free throw trips from the free throw line, and it's because Greenville's so quick at moving the ball across the floor. It's the only way they can get back to set a defensive scheme. Blue Jays make a substitution as Stephen Brandt checks in. Harrison also looks to come in off the bench. They're joined by Thompson, Wright, Spriggs, and Wright will go to the floor. He gets high fives from his teammates, and now Galbraith across the line after going 2 for 2 at the stripe. Greenville down by 9, 61-52. Right side for Contreras, hoists a 3, and he cans it. Contreras, 2 3-pointers on the game, give him 6 points. Takes a third off the lead. Stephen Brandt to Galbraith as he goes down below the perimeter. To the kitchen, he comes away with 2. What a steal! Thompson gets it away. Thompson to Galbraith, waits for the traffic to clear, and Harrison. The 3 Musketeers come away with another 2. It's a 10-point game for the Blue Jays. 2:04 left in the half. Bankowski trying to respond, but no one's answering the call. Under 2 minutes to go in the first half in a high-scoring matchup, 65-55. Blue Jays lead by 10 with the ball on the floor. Galbraith lost the ball out of bounds. Greenville led by as many as 11 points. This is a 20-point swing between the two. I'd rather make it 21 if you want to be exact. It's a game of runs. Henry Johnson will bring it across the line far side. Right to left, work the Panthers with Johnson working down low. Entry pass, but a step on the baseline. Or is it a charge? Williams tabbed for a charge. And Williams will have his 4th foul. Although the scorebook says he has 4 already. 4 fouls on Williams in the first half alone. You're not going to see that very often. And Spriggs slipped off the left block. We'll bring it back out. Double team. Gives it up top the key. 20 seconds for Galbraith. Down low. Finds Brand in the left corner. Brings it out. Hand off to Spriggs. Spriggs 1-on-3. Kicks it out for Thompson. Thompson will try the 3. Swish! Thompson pulls the trigger and the Blue Jays up by 13. 3 hits short. It's Johnson desperate trying to get a bucket. Thompson back the other way. Hands off to Campbell. Campbell to Brandt. Brandt not a fan of the 3-point ball, but gives back to Campbell as he makes it on an easy J. And the Blue Jays lead 70-55. Feels like this should be the final score, but many more points up to come. Look for Williams off the left side, and the Blue Jays now draw a technical foul, and that is 5 on Williams. Williams is out in the first half. You're not going to see this very often. Williams with 5 points, rather they'll give him 7 on the game, and he's out of here. 2 free throws will be on the way for the Blue Jays. Thompson will take both of them, and the ball will go back for Westminster. Williams, I did not believe, was aware he had 5 fouls.
Well, that might not be on him.
By the score sheet, I have 6. Williams pacing back and forth in front of the Greenville bench. That's a huge key taken away. Senior leadership started the game. How many times has this happened in the history of the St. Louis Intercollegiate Athletic Conference? I would like to know. 49 ticks on the clock, and the Blue Jays comfortably on top, 72-57. Not a lot George Barber can do about the technical fouls. Patted the referee on the shoulder after he got the explanation. Tough game for Williams. All toss inbounds. Left side for Wright. Across the line, he goes toe-to-toe with Nixon. Nixon hands off, left wing, Campbell. Dribbles a couple of times as Brandt blocks. 19 to shoot. 35 seconds left in the half. Blue Jays 72. Panthers 57. Thompson burns a few seconds off the clock. 10 to shoot now. Well, Campbell looks left side. Nearly turned it over. 5 seconds. Omar Wright for 3. Right from downtown. Hit that one from William Woods. No shot clock with the Blue Jays, on top by 18 points with 13.4 seconds left in the half, and a foul on the floor as Steph Campbell will pick up another foul.
Westminster taking this real game plan of Greenville and their style of play right to them and almost giving an exposition of how it's done.
First free throw, the 1-and-1, good for Rakim Murphy.
And while Greenville may start forcing things to get back into this game, that's really their entire game plan, to force as many buckets as they can, but they may not have the confidence and the really mindset they did starting out this game, whereas now they're trailing by 16.
10 seconds left in the half, no shot clock. Campbell gives to Wright, and a foul on the floor. Officials come near side, maybe not a foul, whistle blown nonetheless, and they're going to talk to the scorer's table.
Foul on the timekeeper?
I believe they have to reset the clock. Not the shot clock, the game clock. Now no change on the game clock, sits at 6.9 seconds. 75 to 59, the Blue Jays lead. Inbound to Altas, handoff Wright, across the line. 3 to shoot. Wright goes to the cup, left side, it's good for another 2 points, and the Blue Jays lead 77 to 59 at the half. Crowd is loving it. Trying to stun the #1 team in conference. And we'll take a break on the Blue Jays Sports Network. Rejoin you with the halftime stats. We'll take a look around the rest of the league. But as of right now, we'll rejoin you after this.
Like all addictions, gambling can affect more people than just the problem gambler, and knowing some of the signs of a gambling problem can really make a difference in someone's life. If you or someone you know have experienced repeated unsuccessful attempts to control gambling, or if trying to stop gambling causes distress, then there could be a gambling problem. Professional treatment options, like self-exclusion from legalized gambling in Missouri, are available for free. If gambling has left you broken, please call 1-888-BETS-OFF to bring the pieces back together and begin the healing process. Like all addictions, gambling can affect more people than just the problem gambler, and knowing some of the signs of a gambling problem can really make a difference in someone's life. If you or someone you know have experienced repeated unsuccessful attempts to control gambling, or if trying to stop gambling causes distress, then there could be a gambling problem. Professional treatment options, like self-exclusion from legalized gambling in Missouri, are available for free. If gambling has left you broken, please call 1-888-BETS-OFF to bring the pieces back together and begin the healing process.
Welcome back to What's Your Deal? So, Susan, ready to see what's behind door number 1?
What about door 2 or 3.
Sorry, Susan, just one door today.
You expect options everywhere else in life. Are you getting them when it comes to your medical treatment? Explore all your options and talk with your doctor about what's right for you. Knowing your options is the best option. Learn more at ahrq.gov. That's ahrq.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Set your iron thrusters to full throttle and get out to the polar plunge to support Special Olympics Missouri athletes. Grab your family and friends and set coordinates to your choice of 11 frigid bodies of water this January, February, and March. Sponsored by your local law enforcement, proceeds support 16,000 children and adults with intellectual disabilities in year-round sports training and competitions throughout the Show Me State. Get your family and friends to plunge and beyond to make a difference in an athlete's life today.
We all play a role in keeping our community safe.
Every day, we move in and out of each other's busy lives.
It's easy to take for granted all the little moments that make up our everyday.
Some are good, others not so much.
But that's life.
It's when something doesn't seem quite right that it's time to pay attention.
Because only you know what's not supposed to be in your everyday.
So protect your everyday.
If you see something suspicious, say something to local authorities.
Many are surprised to learn they don't know as much about the Selective Service and the law as they thought they did. For example, many don't realize that virtually all young men must register when they turn 18, including immigrants living in the U.S. regardless of their immigration status. Others are shocked to find that those men who want to become a citizen will have to show proof of registration and that some states require it for a driver's license. To learn more, visit www.sss.gov.
Hi, I'm Alec Baldwin for Save the Manatee Club. Manatees are wonderful. Their gentle, playful ways are fascinating to watch. Yet these harmless marine mammals face growing threats to their survival. Many manatees are injured or killed from boat strikes or other human activities, and their habitat is being lost. Manatees need your help. Please call Save the Manatee Club at 1-800-432-JOIN or visit www.savethemanatee.org.
Hi, I'm your host, Smokey Cole Bear. Filling in for Smokey, because after 75 years of...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Turns out there's much more to say. Nearly 90% of wildfires are caused by us humans being careless, dumping our used barbecue coals willy-nilly. I guess Billy was wrong. We did start the fire. That's why I respect Mother Nature and her trees, whether coniferous or new car scented. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
There are children, our parents, our grandparents. Our nation called and they answered. So give it up, America.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for your sacrifice.
You are my hero.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, Dad.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
There's more you can do. Get involved. Contact your local VA Voluntary Services Office for more information.
Playing more than one sport
made me a better striker,
a better pitcher,
a better defender,
better passer.
Playing different sports
improves teamwork,
creativity,
confidence,
and motivation.
So change it up.
Playing
more sports
will only make you better.
Better
in your own sport.
One, two. 1, 2. Seatbelt in, seatbelt out.
You know, Larry, this simple exercise will help us stay healthy, which keeps medical costs down.
But you gotta do it every day, Vince, because if you don't... you can get out of shape fast.
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your safety belt. A message from the Department of Transportation and the Ad Council.
Welcome home. You've served your country. And now that you've completed your service, you've got lots of opportunities for your future. But health comes first. Sign up for healthcare at your nearest VA. Or you're thinking about a job or school? The GI Bill can help pay for college. And VA's job assistance can prepare you for a career. Want to buy a house? See if you qualify for a zero-down VA home loan. It's your VA. Take advantage of your benefits.
Find out more at va.gov/myva.
If only. If only doesn't save lives. If only doesn't stop crashes. Paying attention does. Using your turn signals does. Staying out of the no zone, the area where semis can't see you, does. Never speeding or driving too fast for the conditions does. Pulling over when you are tired does. And wearing your safety belt does. Saying if only after a crash won't save lives. Driving smart will. This message brought to you by the Missouri Coalition for Roadway Safety.
Mosquitoes will bite day and night, so protect yourself with these tips. Keep mosquitoes outside by shutting doors and covering windows with screens. Use EPA-approved insect repellents anytime you're outdoors. Cover your skin with long sleeves and pants. Mosquitoes lay their eggs in water. Just a bottle cap of water is all they need. So drain, refresh, or cover anything around buildings that can hold water at least weekly, and put away outside items that aren't being used. From the SC Department of Health and Environmental Control.
Explore, connect, and discover nature year-round at the Missouri Department of Conservation's Runge Nature Center in Jefferson City. Inside, 3,000 square feet of exhibits lead you through a myriad of Missouri's natural habitats. Outside, those habitats come to life on more than 2 miles of hiking trails. Runge Nature Center. It's free and waiting for you to explore.
According to the folks at the USDA, a 3-ounce serving of lean beef has only 1 more gram of saturated fat than the same size skinless chicken breast. And lean beef has 6 times more zinc, 3 times more iron, and 8 times more vitamin B12. Like you really need a reason. Beef. It's what's for dinner. Learn more at beefitswhatsfordinner.com.
Missouri's beef producers salute the Tour of Missouri cyclists for maximizing the power of protein.
Halftime at Westminster College. Welcome back on the Blue Jays Sports Network. James Stanley alongside Will Nolte, as we'll take a look at the first half and break everything down for you. But suffice to say, 77-59, and the Blue Jays have a very comfortable lead, but we've seen other teams from mid-Missouri play with 20-point leads, and my mind immediately goes back to the last meeting for the Missouri Tigers against the Kansas Jayhawks in Lawrence back in 2012. Missouri led by 20 at the half at Allen Fieldhouse, and they came away with the loss. But we'll take a look. Leading scorers for the Blue Jays, Ethan Thompson with 22. And if you didn't join us in the first half, he had 30 points last time out against Greenville back on December 7th. Jackson Altas close with 17 points. Spriggs has 13, and the Blue Jays have been fantastic from the free throw line. They've gotten there collectively as a team 12 times, and they've only missed 1 free throw.
They have, and really I said this towards the end of the first half, but the Westminster team has really done an excellent job of matching Greenville's game plan and almost extending on top of it.
16 points for Henry Johnson. He leads the Greenville Panthers. Vinsel with 9 points off the bench. Contreras with 6. But I think the other big storyline out of the first half, besides the high scoring and the big lead for the Blue Jays, it's Eric Williams fouling out with 5 points and left the game on a technical foul.
Yeah, Eric Williams is a big miss for this Greenville team, coming into this game averaging about 18 points a game, and really just got caught up. A couple of those fouls were not really needed, and the technical was the one to end it. And
it was also on a bucket he made as well, and I think that's something, if you're head coach George Barber, you may have a sit-down talk with him and say you can't give those freebies away. On the other hand, you foul out in the first half. You're not going to see that very often, let alone a game where it's a 77-59 lead for the Blue Jays. And as of right now, this game would go to the second half like it did in the first. Westminster would score more than 150 points.
Well, also, if you're Coach Barber of Greenville, you can't exactly keep a player in the game who has 4 fouls in the first half, let alone 3 fouls, maybe even as little as 2 fouls.
5 fouls in the first half for him. For the Blue Jays, foul trouble. Omar Wright with 3. He has 4 points. Harrison has 2 fouls. Steph Campbell with 2 as well. As a team, the Blue Jays shooting 68% from the floor, and 46% from beyond the arc, 6 of 13, while the Panthers, pretty good clip from themselves, 52%. And I think on any normal day of the week, this would be enough for them to have the lead in the first half. It's just the Westminster has absolutely gone ballistic from the floor at 68% clip. That's enough for this game. Let's take a round to look at the rest of the conference, as Greenville does sit first in the SLIAC, and they're trying to maintain their spot number 1 as the score's gone final with Webster on top of Spalding. They win 91-73, so they will be the lone star at the top of the SLIAC if this game continues to fruition with Greenville falling down. McMurray is on the road at Fontbonne, another game we're keeping track of in St. Louis, and they're tied 42-all at the start of the second half. Blackburn at Eureka. Blackburn Beavers, the women's side, really struggled. They were down 37-5 at the first half, and they've yet to tip off at Eureka. And finally, Principia playing host to Truman, or they make that Iowa Wesleyan, same colors as Truman State, both from, I guess, northern part of Missouri, but currently no score has been reported at Principia. 77-59, we'll take a short break before the start of the second half, and we'll be right back on the Blue Jays Sports Network.
Do you know what to do if you're stuck on the railroad crossing? Get out of your vehicle. If a train is not approaching, find the blue and white emergency notification system sign on the traffic signs at the crossing. For help, call the number on the sign and give them the crossing number so they know your location and can alert train traffic. Remember, find the blue and white to save your life.
A ranger station.
I'd like to report a bear hug.
Okay.
I put out my campfire and Smokey Bear hugged me.
So you drowned the fire, you stirred it, drowned it again, and felt that it was cold?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but he's just letting you know you did good.
Bear hug from Smokey Bear. Status update.
I'm gonna let you go now. There are many ways to start a fire, but one sure way to put it out. Learn how you can do your part at SmokeyBear.com.
Sponsored by the U.S. Forest Service, Ad Council, and your state forester. Hey, I thought you and the boys were doing some environmental cleanup thing today.
We are.
Well, it looks more like you're going fishing.
We are.
And that's the example you're setting for our children.
Uh-huh.
Conservation is easy. Every time you purchase a fishing license or register your boat, you're helping to preserve our nation's coastlines, lakes, rivers, and streams, protecting memories for generations to come. To learn about all the ways your participation in boating and fishing help the environment, visit takemefishing.org/conservation.
This is the sound of salmonella gyrating on your undercooked chicken. And it looks like Mom might be taking it out a little early. Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. So use a thermometer to cook each type of meat to the right temperature. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov. Brought to you by the USDA, HHS, and the Ad Council.
So we'll start the second half with Westminster leading 77-59. James Stanley back with Will Dolte on the Blue Jays Sports Network. Will be Panther basketball as they're on the road. Second matchup of the season between these two. Blue Jays lost at Greenville by 1 point, 132-131 back in December. Start things out for Grady, left side, hands in his face, and make that. Emil Spriggs will come away with the rebound, and the Blue Jays will push back from right to left. Spriggs to the corner. Thompson will bounce the ball once on the floor. Sends it right side. Great ball movement from Altas. Back to right. 14 to shoot on the shot clock. Down to the corner for Harrison. Finds a cutting Omar Wright. Kicks it out. 8 to shoot. Down to the right side. Altas creating space. And the three couldn't go down.
Couldn't ask for a better offensive possession than that, besides that they did not get any points.
Grady won't even pass it away. Goes 1 versus 5. Missed the three, but rebounded by Kendall Edmond. Edmond did not play in the first half and becomes one of at least 13 or 14 players to play in the game for Greenville. Shot is thrown up from the floor. Spriggs slow to corral himself, and Grady will throw a three up, and it goes first out of the rim and then back through. So both sides answer with threes. Inbounded to right. Breaks the press. It's 2-on-1, and a nice dish. Thompson to Altas for two.
Great bait by Thompson right there to pause for a second to really draw his defender towards him.
And an over-the-back miscue by Riley Simmons. Greenville turns the ball over once again. This could be one of the highest scoring games ever recorded for the Blue Jays. 79 points so far. It's a minute 30 deep into the second half, and Omar Wright draws a foul while Cameron Vinsel says, my bad, but too late to say anything to the official. He's going to be charged with his first. The highest scoring game ever for the Blue Jays came against Greenville last year. They put up 136 points, came away with the win. And that 131-point game was the second most number of points ever scored by a Blue Jay team back in December. And the double dribble as Altas picked the ball up off the hardwood, and back goes the ball for the green, rather make that the orange and white. 79-62, 18-18 to play. Down low goes Murphy and has the ball knocked out of bounds. They'll go to the free throw line. Let's take a look at some of the other scores for the Blue Jays. It's, as a team effort, their highest scoring game before last season was 128 points against Missouri Wesleyan in 1919. Record that stood for 100 years. And you could potentially have a game today that sets the all-time scoring record for points in a game. Previous high to that was Messenger with 120 points for the team on February 1st, 2002. We'll continue with the high-scoring parade, 79-64. Greenville pulls within a couple notches closer, but still down by a whole length of rope. Right on the line is pushed out of bounds, and Vinsel with great defense forces another turnover. Blue Jays have out of the gate in the second half. Turned the ball over twice. Clank off to the left. Murphy couldn't pull down, but Nixon gets the rebound in the corner. Nixon left corner, sends it up top the key. Full head of steam to the right side. Pass to Bateman, connects. From the edge of the county. 79-67, and this is why you can never count a team out, especially one that scores 130 points per game in Greenville. Harrison bumps elbows with Murphy, and Murphy will pick up a foul. Second team foul of the half on Greenville, and Harrison will go to the line. Rather, no free throws upcoming. Ball inbounded, and Wright has his lunch taken away. Bateman will pull up for three. Bateman knew it from the get-go. That shot was missing to the left. Cringed as he let it go. Spriggs back across the line, nearly turned away. Jackson tips the ball on the right wing over to Wright. Down low, great ball movement. Spriggs bumps into traffic, kicks it out. Altas will chug down the right side. And the Blue Jays up north of 80 points, 81-67. They lead over Greenville. Here we go the other way with Rakim Murphy, and Spriggs saying not today to Vinsel. Shot is blocked, and here goes Harrison. Harrison 1-on-3, floats it into the cup for two. Blue Jays putting on a clinic. But Contreras denied the three and turns it over. Went down low, and the ball zips out of bounds. .16:40 to play. The Blue Jays lead 83-67. More platoon substitutions for Greenville. They're going to continue playing hard. Not really much else you can do. You got to get the turnovers. Nearly got The Blue Jays corral, but Galbraith back to Harrison. Still angle across the line, now pulls up short, passes it across the line to Galbraith, and he chugs to the right. Blocked on the foul, rather he's fouled.
And he had Althaus in the corner right there, but almost wide open there, but almost chose to draw the foul instead to maybe put this Greenville team in foul trouble early.
I think you can live with the foul on the play anyways because you're shooting 12 of 13 as a club on the game from the free throw line. Panthers have turned the ball over 16 times. And the second free throw is in and out. 17-point game in favor of Westminster. Off to the left side as Weikers lifts a three and make that Simmons. Simmons no good, and back the other way, Thompson lost control. Bounces the ball to Althaus, and he cleans up the mess. Blue Jays lead nearly up to 20. Here's to Grady as he makes his move below the circle. Right side for Johnson is denied, but the putback is good for Grady. Back and forth we go, can hardly catch our breath. It's Thompson for three, and he makes it from the courthouse. .20-point ball game in favor of the Blue Jays. Harrison rebounded, and he's grabbed hard. Not sure why you would go out and give Harrison a hug.
And hold on to him.
Already 4 fouls against Greenville in the half, and Henry Johnson will pick up his third. Johnson was very dynamic in the first half, creating turnovers. Right across the line to Harrison. Harrison will angle to the left, pulls up from 10 feet, rims away. Rebound for Greenville as Jackson across the line, now 2-on-1. Thompson comes flying in, break the press. Panthers continue their campaign from left to right. Shake and bake for Grady. Grady connects from beyond the arc. Still a full court press shown by the Panthers, and they force a turnover. Turns away for Dortch for three. Tried to make that a two that's denied short, and Harrison will get the rebound. Harrison breaks the press back to Thompson right wing. Thompson dribbles a couple of times right hand, sends it opposite way. Althaus back to Thompson, 19 to shoot. Entry-level pass backed away for Romar Wright. Skip the ball, Harrison down left corner. Basket catch and tiptoed the line, but he stepped on it. Hands go in his hair, but he turned the ball over. Johnson with those 3 fouls will come off the floor with the platoon substitutions. Has 16 points on the game. Ethan Thompson for Westminster, 25 points, and Jackson Althaus 23, picking up right where they left off last year in 2019. Although it's only 2 months ago. Talking about the performances last time at Greenville, but Nixon kicks it out left wing. Murphy will try the three, and Lang's out. Great rebound, and Vinsel puts it up for 2 on the great tip back in. Blue Jays lead to 15 with 14:10 to play. Wright double teamed, throws the ball way out of bounds. Not sure who Wright was aiming for.
I think he was
Blue
more
Jays,
trying.
3 turnovers on their last 3 possessions.
I think he was more trying to get the ball out of his hands at risk of a steal when he was double teams right there.
Weave for Bateman. Long three, Contreras misses. Althaus corrals the rebound and throws it out of bounds off an official. We'll give the ball back to Westminster. Althaus on the board has 7 rebounds with 23 points. Right corner, baseball pass up the floor. Stolen away, but Cameron Vinsel could not corral it. Says my bad in the same way that he said my bad. Or I should say that was Henry Johnson saying my bad when he gave a hug on a foul just a moment ago. Thompson to a cutting Galbraith and lost the handle on the ball. Trying to get the ball back from Nixon, but pushes 4 down low. Contreras walks the tightrope, gives off right wing. Bateman for three. Bateman. Once again from downtown, he's 3 for 5 from beyond the arc, giving 9 points. Blue Jays will try to respond with Thompson throwing up a tray. Missed from the right side. Here comes back the Greenville Panthers with Henry Johnson nearly losing the ball. Give back again to Bateman. Bateman goes 1 for 2 in the last 2 minutes. Third missed three-pointer of the game. Right corner tray and knock it down. It's through the hoop. Cameron Vinsel, 14 points for him, and Greenville on a big run. They pull the lead down to 9. Right corner, Altas drives on the big go. Rumbling down the lane like a big tank. The lead back by 11. 91-80, the Blue Jays on top. Bateman will try another three. He has the hot hand. Bateman with 12. And Harrison will get across the line as he breaks the press. Harrison to Altas, pulls up the tray, and it clanks short in and out. Love the look by Altas. Time for the team lead with 25 points with Thompson. Greenville back the other way, trying to chip away again at the lead on a Steph Curry range three, clanks short. Rebound for Harrison. Looked like he was going to slow down, but as he turned on the Jets, he's fouled by Rakim Murphy. That'll be his second and the team's 5th.
Even if he wasn't trying to draw a foul there, he had an almost open lane right to the basket.
George Barber's crew will go in once again with the platoon 5 substitution. And you can see these guys are bringing some energy off the bench. They've seen what these three-point runs can do. Pulled the lead down to single digits for the first time since probably halfway through the first half. Blue Jays' largest deficit of the game was 11. They've led by as many as 20. Bullet fired down low, kicked it out for Galbraith, 13 to shoot. Makes his move from the right perimeter, and Harrison on the dish gets the layup for 2 and a timeout called on the floor by the Blue Jays. I think that Matt Mitchell wants to keep up appearances, make sure that his team is going to play focus through the final 11:54, but this game is anything but over. It's a great showing by Greenville Will.
Absolutely, and even for Westminster, as Murphy called the timeout, I counted 2 or 3 or 4 extra passes on that play to find the absolute most wide open and best shot for the Blue Jays as possible.
And all that passing does 2 things. It not only creates better open looks, draws the defense away like it should, but it also milks some time off the clock. Because this is enough points for one game. 83-93 is usually a typical final score. But with both these teams, very high scoring matchup has come out of this, and the first game combined was more than 160 points.
But at this point of the pace of the game, how much is time with still 12 minutes left really a factor?
Johnson hands off as Grady directs traffic, gets the pick set, angles to the left side, and pops the 15-footer for 2. Galbraith into traffic, and he's hit hard in the face. Grady checks on him immediately. For Grady, that'll be his first foul, 6 already on Greenville.
Certainly not intentional, but Grady has to be very careful coming in, trying to get that steal to not throw that elbow.
He got maybe his nose with his finger. Galbraith will have the inbound, and Altas already looking to maybe break away on a deep pass. Spriggs physical with Grady, and now back to Galbraith. Ball thrown away. Spriggs come away with it. Spriggs to Altas. Motions low, gives the Thompson left corner. Bouncer up top, and the ball knocked out of bounds. Last off of Grady of Greenville. Blue Jays lead by 8 in 93-85 with 11:26 to go. Spriggs 1-on-2, gives to Galbraith, left wing, zips the ball to the right side. Thompson between the circles, low, and the ball hangs on the rim for a second. Almost as long as Thompson's dunk earlier in the game. Back to a 10-point hole for the Panthers. And a 3 missed by Kendall Edmond. Now the Blue Jays full steam ahead. Blows the ball out of bounds with Harrison. Bumped on his way to the rim, no foul is called. Spriggs gets the inbound and sends it away, with Harrison taking 3 steps. Started shuffling the feet before he put the ball on the floor. Once again, new 5 fresh bodies out for the Panthers. Murphy across the line. Next traffic now is to pivot. Not many options. Altas got a hand on the ball, but long 3 pulled up for Contreras, and it's short. Greenville's not had a great day from beyond the arc with Spriggs' great hands. Finds Harrison down low. Harrison off the glass, and it's good down the hatch. Panthers will look to respond as they trail by 12. Nixon misses a 3 that rolls out of bounds. Talk about those turnovers. There's already been 6.5 for the Blue Jays. The full court press has definitely been one of the leading factors. Thompson tried to get Altas cutting to the rim, but Nixon intercepts it.
Very good read. Nixon
to the left. Contreras will drive left side. Full energy, but missed the shot. Rebounded by Spriggs. Gives to Harrison 1-on-2. Now 3-on-2 with Harrison floating it up and missing away. Blue Jays still shooting north of 65% from the floor, but a 3 that's knocked down for Marvin Bateman. Neither side really having a chance to run any plays. Spriggs with footsteps. Floater gets his own rebound, kicks it out. Thompson from downtown. Thompson for 3. 8th three-pointer of the game for the Blue Jays. And they hit the 100 mark. It's 100-88. They go toe for toe, 3 for 3. But no one's going to get Murphy as he cashes in the check for another 2. Galbraith to Thompson, just hit a tray a moment ago. Wanted it to go, but Altas in traffic. Nixon throws up floor, got the ball back to the right side. Vinsel misses. Flying in with the board, Bateman. Bateman has 17 points. He now takes the team lead in scoring. Harrison and Nixon fight for the ball, but it's last stop of Nixon. Having the names Nixon and Harrison in the same sentence reminds me of an old Johnny Carson joke. The old bit where he'd hold the envelope up to his head that says, he would say, what is 2 presidents and a car wax? And then I believe it read Nixon, Lincoln, and Johnson. Or a 4 wax, Johnson's 4 wax. But beyond the point, make the same joke with Nixon and Harrison. Meanwhile, Omar right at the line knocks down his first free throw. Comes the 6th Blue Jay to shoot at the line this afternoon and goes 1 for 2. Westminster went 11 of 12 from the stripe in the first half. Kicked it out right corner. Johnson wants the 3. He's going to get it. Johnson hits his mark. The Blue Jays already across the floor. We like the effort from Chris Jackson, but he stepped on the baseline trying to save the ball out of bounds. And the Blue Jays' 20-point lead has dwindled to 6. It's 8:50 left to go. Westminster 101, Greenville 95. Inbound is stolen away by Chris Jackson. Jackson on his horse. Barrels into Brent, but Brent got a hand on the ball. No good on the shot, and Omar Wright will bring it back the other way. Right to Galbraith near side. Draws defenders with him. Now Wright being trapped. Bouncer to Spriggs, sees an opportunity. Floats it up. And he'll have a chance to make it a 3-point play. Three fouls tagged on Isaiah Dortch. Spriggs at the line on the game is 2 for 2. Blue Jays have 2 scorers with more than 20 points, 4 scorers with more than 15. Spriggs at the line looking to add on to his total. Thompson leads the way with 30. 6 of 13 from downtown in the game. Not seen a lot from Santiago Grady. Had 21 points in the last matchup with Westminster. On the day, just 12. Stephen Brandt fouling Chris Jackson on the perimeter as he drove low. That's just the first, I think that's second foul of the half on the Blue Jays. With Westminster already in the bonus. 8 fouls called on Greenville. Johnson keys it in low, gets the ball back from Simmons. Takes it up to the cup for a layup. Breaking the press to Stephen Brandt. Hungry man to the right side. Too strong on the layup. Now Harrison gets the ball back. He goes low, reverse layup right side. Harrison has 15 points, his 8th bucket of the ball game. Back to the left wing. Jackson pulls up from downtown. Missed by Simmons as he puts it up and draws the foul. He'll have 2 free throws coming his way. With 7:53 left to go at historic Gym in Fulton, it's 106-97 in favor of the Blue Jays. Thompson had 30 points his last time out against Greenville. He has 30 points in the game. His career high is 35. See if he can come close to matching that. Has plenty of time to do it. 7:53 left to go. Simmons knocks the second free throw for Greenville's 99th point of the game. Another very offensive-oriented matchup between the two. Harrison had the ball tipped away, but back to Galbraith. Landed on his right foot, and the hopscotch throw will turn the ball away. Talk about a blatant turnover, Will.
I was more just unlucky as maybe his arms just reacted a little slower than his legs.
It's one of those where you're thinking about the right thing to do, but then you know, oh goodness, stepped a little too late. Meanwhile, a foul on the floor against Westminster. They now have 4 fouls in the half. Choosing wisely for the inbound to Bateman. Bateman near side to Contreras, long 3, and it's clanked short. Greenville has a philosophy, the only way we're going to crawl away is by knocking down the 3-point ball. Spriggs down low, rather it gets to Galbraith cutting. Brandt over a man. Clash of the Titans, gets the rebound, dishes to Galbraith on the 4th try. Can't get the bucket to go, but he will shoot 2. Murphy with his 3rd foul. Galbraith has shot the most free throws on the game of any player. 5 of 6 from the stripe going back. 3 rebounds, 4 assists. Puts the Blue Jays lead back up by 8. Greenville has taken 80 shots in this game, Will. 37 of 80. Still a 46% clip, and that's not a bad day at the office as both free throws true for Galbraith. Gets a towel from Barber as he goes to the bench.
Well, the more field goals you take and the more 3-pointers you take, the more, statistically, the more you should be able to see how good of a free throw or field goal shooting this team actually is. You can clear it. You can see it clear today.
The good look for Vinsel. Notches another 2 points in his belt. Harrison will try to respond on the Phil Pressey floater. Missed from the free throw line. Gets the ball as it hangs on the rim for a second. Down through the net it goes. Breaking space goes Murphy. And the quick pace game continues to fall. Inbound Altas, caught like a wide receiver. Stumbled on his way to the rim, and the big man lucky that the ball touched out of bounds by the Panthers. Once again, substitutions. 5 in and 5 out for Greenville. Greenville's taken 42 3-point shots on the afternoon. That has to be getting close to some sort of record. On the other hand, with how fast scoring Greenville can go, would not surprise me if they've already hit that mark maybe sometime this season. They're of a different breed, and Harry Johnson will go to the cup. He'll pick up another 2-pointer. Johnson, 10 of 14 from the floor with 23. Inbound for Wright. Angles up center floor. Gives to Thompson as he arranges down low. Back on a dish to Wright. Ball hangs forward. Blue Jays lead by 7 with 6 to play. 112 to 105. Another high-scoring contest with Jackson creating space, backed up. Gets his own rebound on the second try. It's no good. He goes 0 for 2.
When you have a mismatch like that, Jackson.
Spriggs dishes it out right side. Thompson no-looks the ball. Harrison for 3. And Harrison's good from Market Street.
I was saying, when you have a mismatch like that, Jackson over Wright, bigger and stronger, he has to make those 2 buckets right there.
Blue Jays lead back by 10. Contested 2, rims away for Marvin Bateman. And Harrison just tapped for a foul. The crowd not happy about the call, and neither is Matt Mitchell. Mitchell wants an explanation.
Harrison's got to be careful here. That's his 4th of the day.
Harrison with 22 points. 3rd in scoring on the afternoon. Has a double-double with 12 rebounds, and he's 2 for 3 from outside the perimeter. High inbound to Nixon. Gives near side as Dortch will hoist from beyond the arc. Nixon flies in to get the rebound. Only 2 players involved on the play, but it's good for 2. And now a steal. Give it to Bateman as he pops the J and sinks it. Short 2-pointer, but it's good for 4 points in the last 30 seconds. Omar Wright tries to get it up to his team in the right corner. Thompson double team, ball tipped on the baseline. Good save for Altas. Goes reverse, can't get it to go. Wright down low between the forced floor, gets the rebound and throws it up for another 2-point bucket as the Blue Jays extend the lead back on top by 8, 117 to 109. 4:42 left to go at historic Gym in Fulton, and we'll be right back on the Blue Jays Sports Network after this.
Hi, I'm David James Elliott. As an American, I believe it's important to do everything we can to help our veterans, like making sure they receive the best quality health care. The Department of Veterans Affairs offers some of the most advanced health care solutions. Over 5 million veterans and their families rely on today's VA, and that number is growing. So if you're a medical professional, I urge you to consider a career with the VA. You'll be dedicating your work to our veterans just as they have dedicated their lives for us.
Learn more about careers with today's VA.
Four minutes and 42 seconds left to play in this SLIAC matchup. Highly anticipated. The Blue Jays led 77 to 59 at the half. And so far, Greenville has outscored them 50 to 40 since halftime. And Will, is there a shot for Greenville to pull back within? They're only down by 8 with 4:42 to go.
Oh, certainly there's a shot for Greenville to pull back. They've brought it to within 6 multiple times so far this half. And when you're such a good three-point shooting team as Greenville, that's only a 2-possession game.
On the afternoon, Greenville's tried 43 times from outside. They've only made 15 shots. On the floor, they've taken 89 looks. And a great save on the steal for Spriggs. Flip the script to Wright. Wright goes 3-on-3. Poked away by Contreras. Contreras barrels right ahead. And Altas will pick up a foul. 4 fouls already for Harrison. And Altas tabs his first. That's 6 on the Blue Jays. One more will put Greenville in the bonus. Contreras hands off back the inbound to Murphy. Murphy dishes between the legs as he drives out to the left side. But Galbraith as he takes a spill on the floor. And the Blue Jays lead is down to 6, 117 to 111. Wright breaks the press. Here he goes across the near side, right to left. 1-on-3, gives to Altas. Altas jams it home! Crowd loves it. Blue Jays lead is still by 8. 3:52 to play. Contreras spins around and the shot blocked. Once by Altas, but rather Altas will be called for the foul. Altas picks up his second and free throws the final 3:46 of the way for Greenville. They're now in the bonus and Contreras at the line.
And this is where you not want to be if you're Westminster, have Greenville in the bonus. You know Greenville can score, especially when the clock is running. You don't want to be able to score when the clock is stopped.
Usually you look at a game that's winding down like this as a 10-point lead, you take a look at the 2-point ball. 2-point bucket, really. Sure, the 3 can really make a difference, but the point I'm trying to say is that usually a team can start to feel comfortable in the final 4 minutes leading by double digits, but with the 3-point ball, it changes the dynamic. Now the lead down to 7 for Westminster, 119 to 112. Greenville won't give up, and Galbraith dribbles right past 2 men. Tried to give it to Thompson, but he's bumped from behind, lost the ball, and across the line goes Simmons. Great ball movement to the left side. Grady for 3. Grady nets the ball. 15 for Grady, his 3rd tray of the game.
All of a sudden, this game was just way too much close for Westminster's comfort.
115 to 119. The Blue Jays by 4. Give it to Thompson. He'll try from Gasconade County, but too strong. Altas fights for the rebound to the scorer's table. He collides with the board.
Altas might have taken that, or should have taken that bucket by himself instead of passing it off to Thompson for the 3 ball. You know Altas could have made it underneath the basket and had a higher percentage chance of putting this game back with it up by 6.
Ball will go back to the Panthers. Just a 2-score game with 3 minutes to go in Fulton, Missouri. 119 to 115 and a 3 that rims in and out. Altas trying to get the rebound. Now he flies on the floor, gets the ball back, and the Blue Jays have it. Dished up top to Galbraith, but he lost it. Now to Grady, as Grady will shimmy to the right side and draws a foul, which turns out in favor of the Blue Jays.
I was going to say, it was probably a smart foul.
Edmond knocked the ball from 3, dead to rights, but now that's 3 fouls on Altas.
In the past 2 minutes.
And a 1-and-1 for Santiago Grady. Coming into the game, was tied for first in free throw percentage at 90%. Tied for first in the conference, I should say, with Jackson Altas. The irony. $119 to $116. If Grady makes it, which he does, it makes it a 2-point game.
All of a
How
sudden,
about this?
All of a sudden, another turnover, another Greenville possession this game.
Thompson right side, he charges. And the students don't like the call. Matt Mitchell a little upset as he comes out. Thompson will pick up his first with 30 points. He's not made a shot since the 11-minute mark.
Greenville could absolutely take the lead right here, but if you're them, you want to be smart, maybe have a better opportunity of tying it.
Out to Henry Johnson as he goes low. Collides with Galbraith, which will put 2 free throws on the line.
And now they do have a chance to tie it, and that might have been smart by Henry Johnson's drive right there instead of passing it out to try and draw the foul and tie this game back up because you have all the momentum for Greenville.
1-and-1 on the free throw. I thought the official held up 2 fingers.
I thought he did too.
Give it to Galbraith. So he'll try to give the lead back by 4. Draws a foul. How about that to create a 3-point opportunity? Simmons charged with his second. And the Blue Jays in the double bonus for the final 2:22. They lead 121 to 117. Again, everyone pulled out across the line, getting back to play defense. And the extra point is good. Timeout by Matt Mitchell. 122 to 117 in the Blue Jays lead. We'll keep it here during the break. It's been such a high-scoring game and not really had an opportunity to mention it, but it is Coaches versus Cancer today. Great cause supported by coaches nearly across the country. And it all started here in mid-Missouri. If you're unfamiliar with the Coaches versus Cancer campaign, started with Norm Stewart, the former head coaching legend from the University of Missouri. How about that? He's developed Coaches versus Cancer, as well as the Norm Stewart Classic, which donates money to Coaches versus Cancer. It's all for a great cause. But part of the deal is that the coaches will wear, the head coaches of each team, I guess the whole coaching staff for that matter, will wear sneakers on the floor. And I think even Columbia College at one point had some sort of charity auction involved with the sneakers. Players maybe sign it and auction off to the fan with the highest bidder. But we'll head to the final 222. Great cause. Really, it's much issue bigger than all of us. The people touched by the horrible disease. But when we go back to basketball, 122 to 117, the Blue Jays on top by 5. Head to the final 218. Left side, the 3 knuckleball for Grady. Grady will try it again. Teammates got him the rebound. Down low, tipped the ball up. Who wants it? Out of bounds off Greenville. 2 minutes and 5 seconds to go. The Blue Jays will have possession. They also have the possession arrow on their side. Galbraith feeds into Harrison. Away from a slapping hand. As he finds Thompson, trying to make that Altas. Altas, the big man with 29. Career high of 36 came against Greenville in December. A 3 that's in and out. Altas gets the rebound. 1-on-2, the Blue Jays go right to left. Full speed ahead to the right side. Altas tips it up, high off the glass. The Blue Jays go 0 for 4, but they get the ball back in a fresh 20 seconds. 1:33 to go. Harrison over to right, and he's fouled. With Riley Simmons putting him at the line. 6-point game, make that 7-point game. But again, Will, with that 3-point ball, it's awfully hard to rule Greenville out at this way.
I was just about to say, yeah, should he make these 2 free throws, which evidently he does not, it's still a 3-possession game. A minute and 30 seconds is more than 3 possessions for Greenville. They can certainly force a couple turnovers for Westminster, and as it was a good defensive effort this time, it ended up with no points.
No points for Wright. He'll try left side. Grady had a shot maybe tipped. High rebound for Harrison, gives to Galbraith. He's on his horse. One-handed jam, he misses. Matt Mitchell stares. He's not happy about the call, and Jackson Altas puts Jackson on the floor. He'll have 3 free throws upcoming and 4 fouls against Altas. And it's not the fact he could foul out, but this game's so close. If it goes into overtime, you have to have all your key components.
Imagine if that ball would have fell. This all of a sudden would have been a 1-possession game.
Well, that is if he makes also the extra point on the foul. Jackson makes the first free throw. Just 3 points for him. He started the game, and he's 1 for 7 from the floor. 2 rebounds. Really distribute the ball well. The second free throw is in and out. One way you can look at it is that foul paid off for the Blue Jays, but it does put 4 fouls on your number 2 scorer in the game. And Landon Harrison, the number 3 scorer for Westminster, also has 4 fouls. This could get dicey with Jackson going 2 for 3 at the line. 1:12 left in Fulton with a 5-point game for Westminster. Spriggs sends it off to the left wing. As Altas 2-on-1 skips the ball right corner. Thompson denied the three, shimmies inside, kicks it out. Galbraith will bring it away. Draining time off the clock. Handoff Harrison, sends it up top to Spriggs and back to Thompson on the near side. Under 1 minute to go in Fulton. Blue Jays lead 124-119. 8 seconds to shoot, and Galbraith will rumble low. Hands off Altas, the popper. Altas with 31. And the Blue Jays lead back by 7 with 42.8 to go.
That was a fantastic possession from Westminster because Altas and Thompson each had one or two wide open shots early with only 20 seconds or so left on the shot clock, but they held off to cut that shot clock down, bring the clock all the way down to 42 seconds left in the game, and still ended up with 2 points.
The Blue Jays trailed by 11 points in the first half, and it looked like Greenville was going to be in the driver's seat to the finish line. Changed the script. The Blue Jays hijacked the vehicle, and now they lead 126-119 with 42 and 8/10 of a tick on the clock. Can't ask for a better matchup. Very competitive game. May not be the same 132-131 matchup the last time these two teams faced off, but regardless, it's been a game of runs and it's had plenty of drama. Had a technical foul out in the first half. And for the Blue Jays, it's 2 players above 30 points on the night. Thompson with 30 and Altas with 31. Thompson's made 6 of 15 from downtown. He's 10 of 20 from the floor. Altas, a very high percentage on the day, 15 of 20 from the floor. And 3 out of those 5 misses have been from beyond the arc. He has, however, picked up all 4 of these fouls in the first half, so you talk about a rare occasion where a player fouls out in one half. Well, we could have 2 of those in one game if Altas is tapped for his 5th. Enter back in with 40 seconds to go. Right side, Johnson kicks out as Jackson will try for 3. Jackson makes it. With George Barber taking a timeout, he wants to talk things over with his team, down by 2 possessions with 35 and 3/10 of a second to go. Take this opportunity to look around at the rest of the conference. We know that Westminster, or rather Webster and Greenville are tied for first in the SLIAC. And a score that's now gone final with Webster winning over Spalding 91-73. I believe we talked about that earlier, but go ahead and check on the rest of the matchups in the middle of the conference. That's where it's really important for the Blue Jays. No score update from Fontbonne and McMurray. Still says 42 at the half in the score bug, and Eureka and Blackburn have tipped off, just no score has been reported, so looks like we're about the same spot we started, with knowing only the Webster scores turned in, and Spalding apparently came in with only 6 players dressed at Webster. Webster proves to hold their spot at the top of the conference. Greenville can come back and tie the game or even win it. Rather, they have to win it. They will remain tied for first place with Webster, but the Blue Jays trying to foil the plan. The Panthers to run away with the SLIAC. Galbraith paces a bit, gives to Harrison. Harrison bumped hard. Henry Johnson, I believe, may have just picked up his 5th foul. Rather, it will be Johnson's 4th at the least. And that will be Johnson's 5th. Harrison's free throw claims in and out. I think they have 4 on the board. Rather, it's Dortch with 4 fouls, but Johnson just picking up his 4th. Both free throws made for Harrison, puts the lead back to 6. Still is a 2-point game. Williams will try left side as he's good to the cup. He still sits down to 4, and Spriggs creating space. A foul the other way, not on the ball. Chris Jackson will tab another. Under 30 seconds left in the matchup, no shot clock. Johnson with 25 points, 4 fouls, 3 rebounds. We'll put Spriggs at the line. He's 3 for 3 from the stripe. Trying to have his team hold on to the upset. Spriggs on the second try. Makes the game a 5-point lead. Johnson will go left block, leans into the easy shot off the right side, makes it, and suddenly with 17.7 seconds to go, Greenville trails just by a tray, 129 to 126. .7 seconds. This game is coming down to the wire. Not sure if we expected this coming into the matchup. We knew it was going to be close. Maybe not a mere replication of last game.
I mean, we certainly could see that same 132 to 131 score.
That'd be 5 points in 17.7 seconds for Greenville. I don't know if we're going to see that, but
you underestimate them.
I think the more likely scenario is a force of overtime. Greenville will show the full court press. Will send out their best 5 defenders. Galbraith keys it in. Spriggs trying to drain time and fouled. With Rakim Murphy picking up his 4th. Right as the Blue Jays are looking at foul trouble with Altas and Harrison picking up 4. Suddenly Greenville's in the same boat. Maybe without a paddle. Harrison into the left lane. That's the first time today we've seen a Blue Jay stand in the free throw lane. First free throw makes it a 4-point lead for the Blue Jays. Second one will make it a little more tricky for Greenville, and it's 131 to 126. Blue Jays by 5 into Johnson. Dashing across the floor. Hands off, ball is bobbled. Grady lost control, 8 seconds to go. Simmons sends it right side as Bateman misses a 3, 3 seconds, and the Blue Jays will pull it off. Down goes Greenville. They came in tied for first place in the SLIAC, and they'll leave no longer top of the conference. Final score 131 to 126. As the Blue Jays pick up win number 5 and rather make that win number 6 in SLIAC play, win number 7 on the season, and the Panthers fall to 7-3. We'll recap the game real quick before we send it to tape, but Altas finishes the day with 31 points as he led the way, 15 to 20 from the floor. Ethan Thompson, 30 points for himself. And start to look at the numbers. The Blue Jays went to the free throw line 28 times today and scored 22. So if there's anything to take away, all those fouls added up and ended up hurting Greenville in the end.
Oh, certainly. And when you have a player foul out, especially one of your top 3 scoring players on the season foul out with 2 minutes to go in the first half, that's going to really hurt a team no matter how much you're up or you're down by.
Westminster finishes the day shooting 50 of 82. That's good for 61%, 9 of 23 from beyond the perimeter. And for Greenville, they took 101 shots from the floor, 47 of 101. Don't think you're going to see that very often, especially in a college basketball game where a team scores more than 100 points and takes more than 100 shots. They ultimately go 15 of 19 from the free throw line, 17 of 51 from beyond the arc. A pretty good number for them, but just some absolutely absurd, crazy numbers on the day. Blue Jays have more than half their points coming in the paint, 76 points for them, just 18 points off the bench. These starting 5 really put the team on their back and help Matt Mitchell pick up another win against Greenville. 33 points off turnovers for the Panthers. They did a good job forcing those, and the Blue Jays finished the day turning the ball over 10 more times than the Panthers. 28 to 18 is the number on that stat. Henry Johnson, the leading scorer for Greenville. He finishes with 27, Bateman with 19. And then look at the first half for Eric Williams as he's fouled out. Rather not correct, that is Eric Williams. He fouled out with 5 points after finishing 2 for 4 from the floor. Well, as the Blue Jays look ahead, as they will continue trucking along in SLIAC play. We'll take a look at the upcoming matchups. As they're at Iowa Wesleyan on Wednesday, they're back at home on Saturday against Eureka. We'll have coverage for that matchup on the Blue Jays Sports Network, and they have a couple of road games before finishing out the year at home against Webster and McMurray. After that, it's tournament time. It should be a very exciting tournament, especially with two teams coming to the table like Greenville and Westminster.
It should, and Greenville always adds excitement because every team seems to almost have to play to their style, play to their caliber, and Westminster can really play to anybody's strengths. You can really see them averaging around 85 points a game so far this season, scoring 130 today. Both these teams could really make an impact if we could see maybe a conference championship matchup between these two.
Still a lot of basketball left to be played as Westminster will climb to 6-4. Still should sit in the top half of the conference, but with all the rest of the scores not being reported, the Blue Jays, who just came off a loss, have stopped Greenville dead in their tracks. They were on a 6-game winning streak, and that will do it for us from Fulton, Missouri. For all of us here on the Blue Jays Sports Network, for Sports Information Director Riley Driscoll, my partner Will Nolte, this is James Stanley saying so long and farewell from Westminster College. We'll see you next time on the Blue Jays Sports Network as Blue Jays knock off the number 1 team in the conference, the Greenville Panthers.